Jesus, I love you. Oh, God, everybody just screaming. I just love God. But one thing God always say, if you read Scripture, is plan. Plan. We plan birthday parties. We plan everything else except our life. You know? God has given us the greatest plan. And that's what Jesus Christ. Like, oh, Jesus, he planned it from this part to this part. That's why we read the Old Testament, the New Testament. We read Revelation because it's a plan. And God even had to tell Jeremiah, say, I got plans for you. Plans not to hurt you, but plans to prosper you. To be successful. He told Joshua, I command you to be strong and courageous. See, sometimes God knows that we live in two different worlds. And this is a world you either choose love or fear. That's the only choice we have. You either live in love or you live in fear. How you can tell about a person living in love? Living in love is planning. If you love yourself, you'll plan. Because if you plan, that means that you do what? You're taking care of what? Not just yourself, but the people in your life. Because if you have children, the most disappointing thing a parent can say to their kid when they turn 18, I'm sorry, but you can't go to college. Well, you can't go to this college. Well, you're going to have to go to community college. Why? Because you had 18 years to plan for me. Yeah. And as you have 18 years to plan for me, what did you do within those 18 years? See, planning is the key. And that's the only way that the black community is going to be able to be successful. Even through oppositions. When I said that God commanded Joshua to be strong and courageous, he commanded him. And God commands us to plan. Just like when we pray, you know what prayer is? Prayer is a spiritual form of planning. Because it causes you to do what? Have faith. So it builds your faith. But building your faith, the action that you take with that prayer is a plan. So when you're planning, God is helping you put things together. He's revealing things to you. People say, well, I discovered this. God reveals certain things to you. He reveals certain knowledge and certain things. You didn't get your job by osmosis. You didn't get the knowledge that you have just by accident. You either live in between love and fear. The fear of not having money. Somebody loses their job. California, big when 2008. The market, 2007, basically 2008, about 20 families, father or mother, killed the kids and the husband because the fear of not having money. The fear of not having money is based on how they live their life. And us, as blacks, we live in love. But one of the problems that we do is that we go back and forth between love and fear. See, we can have a great time when we come to church, love the Lord and everything like that. But as soon as we leave, we live back in fear. How are my bills going to get paid? Am I going to lose my boyfriend? Is my son going to go to jail? What about my health? But we just left a place of love. So as we live in that place of love, over here, when we are in our teens, we're practicing. Nothing is really real to us. But when we get to the age of 18 to 25, we're just now trying to figure out what love is. We are. You know, the love in regards to a relationship. God gives you a certain type of love. I have this thing on YouTube that I recorded. It's called the 3 Levels of Love. It's a godly love, and this is agape. And then you have the family love, and then you have a general type of love, you know, where you love people. You have love for your grandmother. You have a man has love for certain women in his life. God has put that for his grandmother, his aunt, his sister, you know, his girlfriend or fiance. God has that in you. You have that in you. But sometimes people, as you're growing up, you don't even know how to express that. Because especially as young men growing up, we were never taught really how to love a woman. Never, to be honest. We never were taught how to love a woman. And then we were never taught, a woman was never taught how she don't have to love her husband, but she has to respect him. Respecting your husband, because once you respect your husband, love comes. But at the beginning, there's fear because you don't know in regards to what that person is capable of, if they're capable of loving you or whatever. So everything starts out a certain way. So when we get to the age 18 years old, we actually, this is our fresh start. How many times have you went out and you actually got your own apartment and everything? You got your apartment, got your little stove and all that stuff. You know, I was so happy. I was in my house doing what I need to do. And the thing that creeped up on me was that, hey, I forgot to pay my rent. So I got evicted after 30 days. So I didn't know the process. All I know is that they put a thing on my door, get out. And that was it. And I left that same day. I said, what am I going to do with my furniture? They said, get out. But I didn't know the rules. I didn't know nothing. So I was dumb and ignorant to the point where I didn't even stand up for my own rights. How could I be strong and courageous like God asked me to do? And for me to actually have a plan. So I lived in fear versus love. See, living in love gives you the opportunity to do what? To understand and have a sound mind and be able to accept the things that are for you. But when you're living in fear, everything, you start listening to people. That's what the black community does. They live in fear because they ask people for advice instead of them studying. Research is the key to life, if you didn't know that. If I can find out something, I don't need other people to do what? To tell me, to justify what I need to know. Because I know it because of what? My reading. Your reading gets better, your understanding gets better, and guess what happens? You start planning, you start discovering things, realizing certain things. And as being a young adult, those things that we used to do, you know, relationships become more important from 18 to 25. My friends. You know, Facebook is good, but Facebook is a delusional thing because most of those people that you have on your Facebook is not even your friends. You don't even talk to them. They don't know too much about you at all, only but what you post on your wall. And we started as a kid practicing about relationships. We played in the playground. We went to school. They taught us how to stand in line. You know why they teach you how to stand in line in school, in elementary? Because they knew you was going to end up standing in line for your driver's license at DMV. We had to be able to practice, and that goes back to planning. When you spank your kids, tell your kids no, you're disciplining them. For what? For a plan, because you know something in the future is going to happen. So if you have that understanding, what can you do with your own life? You can discipline yourself. I remember back in 1986, I locked myself in the room and one summer, and I didn't even go out to play. People would say, hey, come on out, play some football. I just locked myself in and I studied. I read books. I had planned earlier for the summer. I asked some of the teachers, could I read some of your books? Can I borrow a couple books? Mr. Burkett, he was my social science, social studies teacher. And I just started reading books because I knew if in order for my life to change, I'm going to have to change. In order for me to change, I need knowledge to change. And that was a relationship with my teacher to give me that opportunity to take that book. And so I could read that book. And that's also, when we turned around our relationship, we started going to where? Some people said, well, we're going to go to college. And you go to college. For what reason do you go to college? Everything you do is for a reason, because it's all part of the plan. And as that being part of the plan, where do you go from here? 18 to 25, that's the group that's missing in the church. If you didn't know, that group is gone. They're no longer at the church. This church, Greater Bethel AME that I belong to in Georgia, pastor said, Dr. Hutch, we need to get these group of people. I said, what group of people? He said, we need 18 to 45. 18 to 45. And I looked and I said, whoa, everybody else is senior citizens. They're in their 60s. There is nobody. I'm the only person that's in their 40s. I'm 42. And there's nobody that's 42. There's nobody near me unless the one girl, she's 21. And that's it. That whole group of people are gone. So as that group of people being gone, where are they? Where are these people at? We see them every day. Their pants is hanging down. You know, we see them. They run in the streets. Are they in college? African Americans, are they in college? Where are these people? The one thing that hurt us was the crack epidemic. It kicked the door in of the black community. For the first time, black women couldn't take care of their own children. For the first time, we lost where we were headed. We were moving, and more black women were getting jobs, office jobs, working for the city, working for the county. Guess what happened? All that was wiped away. Was that on purpose or by mistake? For it to happen to all the black communities across the country. So, it make you think. Because if you're planning, you got to realize if you're not planning, somebody else is planning for you. So your life is basically somebody else planned for you. If you have to find yourself getting on subsidized income, it's because somebody else planned for you because they expected you to do what? To fail. So if they expected you to fail, do you think their system is for you to succeed? Of course not. It's to contain you in a bracket. When you're contained, there's nothing you can do about being contained. And there's some people in this age bracket, some people do get married. But one thing that happens in this age bracket is our credit get destroyed. Our credit get destroyed. And about time we get to this age, we need it. We need it now for an apartment. We need it now for a job. Just for a job, you need to have good credit. Then we learn that the credit score is basically you looking for a credit score of 700. FICA, looking for a FICA score of 700. But the top limit, FICA, if you didn't know, is 900 FICA. You can get a 900 FICA score. But some people, credit, I remember my credit was this. This was my credit, was this. This was back in, 290. I said, I went to get a car. They said, it was in, 1990, 91? FICO score is 290. I said, it's 500 is the top score. I didn't know. The lady's like, no, 700 is the top score. But when you go to TransUnion, the FICO score would be 900. So I was really off. I couldn't even walk away with a steering wheel. So our credit is affected. And when your credit is affected, they say that is what? A reflection of who you are. And that's not true. I'm a good person. But it goes back to we didn't know how to do what? Pay our bills. Pay our credit bills. So now we go to 26 to 30. Oh, man. This is when we do what? This is the big part. We always do this. Okay, Ken? making mistakes. It's huge.